the U.S. is out of the pandemic phase. Those were Dr. Anthony Fauci's words earlier this week. He has since walked that message back. He shared those comments on the PBS NewsHour and told the Washington Post the country was finally out of the full-blown explosive pandemic phase. But now he tells the Associated Press the pandemic isn't over and says we are in a different moment of the pandemic. Meanwhile, Moderna is asking the FDA to let the country's youngest children get its COVID vaccine. Kids under 6 have no vaccine protecting them against the virus. Moderna wants to change that. A Local 5's Larissa Leone joins us from an Urbandale pharmacy. Larissa, if the FDA gives Moderna approval, that opens up the vaccine for 18 million more kids.
Stephanie, kids under the age of 4 can't get the vaccine shot, like you said, but medical professionals tell me that companies are working to get shots for the tots.
By where we are at in the pandemic, but Nola Agner-Davis with the Polk County Health Department says we haven't reached the finish line. Most U.S. states, including Iowa, are experiencing an increase in COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations.
Even though deaths remain low, this is a virus. This virus is not going away. We're going to continue to see it. We're just going to continue to see it at different levels than compared to how we have seen it throughout the pandemic.
Moderna has asked the FDA to approve vaccinations for children under the age of 5, and since that announcement, owner of Medicap in Urbandale, John Forbes, says his pharmacy's phones have been ringing off the hook.
Fortunately, we don't have the date yet, but I would anticipate sometime during the mid to late part of May would be the most likely time we'll start giving this vaccine to children.
Moderna is hoping the FDA will make a decision in time for the summer, but the FDA hasn't hinted at when it may decide. Agner-Davis says vaccination rates in Polk County are above the average for the state of Iowa.
What we are seeing in Polk County is that there is about 74.3% of the population has at least one dose, and 67.7% are fully vaccinated.
Forbes says with vaccinations being offered to young children, the statewide vaccination rate can only improve.
This will increase the rate. We're in the 60% range right now, and with this population getting the vaccine, it might bump us up another 2%. And so that, again, reduces that risk of that virus passing.
Yeah, and the FDA says it will schedule a meeting to look over some of Moderna's data, but they say Moderna must submit more of it, and Moderna plans to do so next week. Reporting live in Urbandale, Larissa Leone, Local 5 News, We Are Iowa.
All right, Larissa, thank you. And since the December 2020 COVID-19 vaccination rollout, a little over 60% of Iowans are considered fully vaccinated. Meanwhile, Pfizer is expected to announce soon if 3 of its even smaller dose shots work for the littlest kids. It's because the company discovered months ago 2 doses weren't quite strong enough.